Hi students, good afternoon everyone. So the last class we have seen about preparations of aldehydes and ketones. Preparations of aldehydes and ketones we have seen. And we have seen what is the nature of the structure of the carbonyl group. So coming to the preparations, we have prepared both aldehydes and ketones from acid halides, from cyanides, as well as from aromatic hydrocarbons. From acid halides, aldehydes are prepared by Rosenman reduction by using hydrogen in the presence of palladium, barium sulfate as the catalyst, that is known as Lindlar's catalyst. And ketones can be prepared from acid halides by reaction with the dialkyl cadmium. Cyanides, from cyanides, aldehydes can be prepared by Stephens reduction. The reducing agent used is SnCl to an HCl through the formation of imine intermediate, which on further hydrolysis will get aldehydes. In the same way, ketones can be prepared from cyanides by the reaction with Grignard reagent. So carbanion will be attacking the will be attacking the carbon of the cyanide group, and you'll be getting an intermediate followed by hydrolysis will get ketones. Then other method is from aromatic hydrocarbons for the preparation of aldehydes. Two important named reactions we have seen. One is Itard reaction, where the oxidizing agent is chromyl chloride, CrO2Cl2. So any aromatic hydrocarbon on reaction with Itard, chromyl chloride, the terminal CH3 group on benzene ring will be converted to CH2. Okay, na? So that is called as Itard reaction, very important reaction. Other one is Gutterman-Koch reaction. Gutterman-Koch reaction is the reaction of benzene with carbon monoxide and HCl in the presence of a Lewis acid catalyst like anhydrous AlCl3 or CuCl as catalyst. We get benzaldehyde as the product. So it is a simple electrophilic substitution reaction, and the electrophile form there is formyl cation CHO plus. Okay, na? So that is how we discuss the preparation of aldehydes. And one more very important reaction for entrances, I said, toluene if I take on reaction with chlorine in the presence of sunlight, you will get CHCl2. Further hydrolysis, nucleophilic substitution, where two chlorines will be replaced with the two OH groups, but two OH groups on same carbon atom will be unstable. So water molecule will be removed and you will get benzaldehyde. Very important reaction, students, for entrances. So keep a note a point on the reaction. Okay. Next, in the same way from aromatic hydrocarbons, we can prepare ketones. So by Friedel-Crafts acylation. So taking benzene, reacting it either with CH3COCl in the presence of a Lewis acid catalyst like anhydrous AlCl3, or reacting it with acetic anhydride in the presence of Lewis acid catalyst, will be getting acetophenone. Okay, so in that way, both aldehydes and ketones can be prepared from these three. And in aldehydes, we have used another reducing agent, a selective reducing agent called as Dibal H. Remember, diisobutyl aluminum hydride, Dibal H. Okay, so it is for selective reduction. You won't disturb any double bonds or triple bonds present in the molecule, very important. So it won't disturb any unsaturation in the molecule. Only esters or cyanides can be converted to respective aldehydes by using Dibal H. Okay, na? And structure of carbonyl group we have seen. Carbon will be sp2 hybridized, as there are no lone pairs on carbon atom. So it will be a regular geometry, tetrahedral geometry. Okay, and there is both positive charge and negative charge present. So it can act as both electrophile as well as nucleophile. Right, students? Right. So till there we have discussed. Now coming to physical properties of aldehydes and ketones, carbonyl compounds. Physical properties of carbonyl compounds. Physical properties of carbonyl compounds. So whenever I talk about physical properties, two physical properties. One is boiling points, other one is solubility. One is boiling points, other one is solubility. So if you see carbonyl compounds, they'll be having C double bond O as the functional group, carbonyl compounds. So if you see the polarity of these carbonyl compounds, these pi electrons can be easily polarized. These pi electrons can be easily polarized because we know that pi bond is a weak bond. So the pi electrons can be easily polarized towards more electronegative oxygen atom. So when compared to ethers, in the last class we discussed about ethers. So we said that ethers are having very less polarity. Ethers will be having very less polarity because the carbon oxygen sigma bond will be a very strong bond. So that sigma electrons cannot be easily polarized towards oxygen. So that's why ethers are very weakly polarized. So these are more polarized when compared to ethers. So carbonyl compounds will be having more boiling points when compared to that of ethers. Right. So coming to this point, aldehydes and ketones. Aldehydes and ketones have higher boiling points. Have higher boiling points. Have higher boiling points compared to non-polar hydrocarbons. Non-polar hydrocarbons from any hydrocarbon like alkane or alkene, or it may be alkyne, or it may be benzene. So compared to non-polar hydrocarbons and slightly polar ethers. Slightly polar ethers of comparable molecular mass. Of comparable molecular mass. So as these are more polar, they will be having more boiling points and melting points. So the reason is due to more polarity of C double bond O. Now think and tell me, students, if I want to compare the polarity of aldehydes and ketones, which do you think will be more polar? Aldehydes or ketones? Polarity we can measure from dipole moment, no? Right? So tell me, among aldehydes and ketones, which have more dipole moment? Write down the structure of aldehydes and ketones and just check. Where there is more dipole moment, there the polarity will be more. Which have more dipole moment, aldehydes or ketones, is my question. Which have more dipole moment? Aldehydes have more dipole moment. Yes, very good. Ketones have higher dipole moment when compared to aldehydes. Why ketones will be having higher dipole moment? See here. First write out till here, I'll explain. Complete writing. All right. See here. So aldehydes have the general formula RC double bond OH. This is an aldehyde. Ketones have the general formula RC double bond O R or R dash, whatever it may be. So this is a ketone. Now, hydrogen generally does not offer any electron donating tendency. What about alkyl group? We know that alkyl group is an electron donating group, so it will give the electrons to this carbon atom. And oxygen is more electronegative, no? So with respect to this bond, the electron density, the dipole moment will be in this direction with respect to this bond, and with respect to this bond, the electron density will be in this direction. Here, there are two alkyl groups. Here with respect to this bond, electron density will be in this direction because it is an electron donating group. In this bond, the electron density will be in this direction. With this bond, the electron density will be in this direction. Now tell me, where there will be more dipole moment? Aldehydes or ketones? Ketones have higher dipole moment. No, ketones have higher dipole moment because of two electron donating groups. In aldehyde, there is only one electron donating group. Hydrogen does not offer any electron donating tendency. Right? So very important, students. Among aldehydes and ketones, or between aldehydes and ketones, right? Between aldehydes and ketones have higher boiling point. Ketones have higher boiling point than aldehydes. Ketones have higher boiling point than aldehydes because of more dipole moment. Because of more dipole moment due to two alkyl groups. Because of two alkyl groups. So that's why ketones will be having higher boiling point than aldehydes. Important point. Then coming to the second physical property, solubility. Second physical property is solubility. So coming to solubility, lower aldehydes and ketones are soluble in water. Lower aldehydes and ketones are soluble in water. And with the increase in molecular mass, solubility decreases. So lower aldehydes and ketones are soluble in water because these have the ability to form hydrogen bond because oxygen is present here, no? So oxygen can be involved in the formation of hydrogen bond. So they are soluble in water due to hydrogen bond. And with the increase in the molecular mass, what happens? Non-polar part increases. So with the increase in non-polar part, solubility decreases. Solubility decreases due to increase in non-polar part. Completed. Today afternoon, students, evening, we have class 4 to 6. Okay. So we'll be doing ionic equilibrium. Complete chapter we can't do. So at least we'll try to do half of the chapter. Which exam you are having? You said till Sunday only, no exams. But no problem. I'll post the video in YouTube. Okay, na? right? So I'll upload the video in YouTube. You can watch it from YouTube. Okay. Today we'll be doing ionic equilibrium, students. Already previous week only I have given the topic, so you must have revised the theory part also. So if you have not revised the theory part, once quickly you can go through that for 1 hour, because 2:30 class gets completed. So 1 hour you can get some time for revising the theory part. So if you revise, it will be easy for me to go a little bit fast. Okay, and please see that every student try to attend. Not only the students who are writing KVPY or JEE, even NEET students must attend. Okay, because JEE exam will be in February, students. 23rd onwards the exam starts. So we don't get again separate time for revision for JEE. So this only is considered to be JEE revision. There will be again no separate revision. So that's why please every student try to attend. Even NEET students also try to attend. So it will be helpful for you. Physics and chemistry classes you can attend. Okay. And this week there won't be any PDE. This week there won't be any PDE. From next week onwards, we'll initiate KVPY revision PDEs. Okay. Complete. So these are the two physical properties. JEE dates are finalized, no? From 23rd to 27th. 27th or 28th, I think. From 23rd it will start. February 23rd. Okay. It was previously it was from 22nd. One day they have made it to 23rd. Okay. And complete syllabus is there, students. Okay, now for JEE there is complete syllabus. I think you must have got that information also. Everything is there. Okay. So even the deleted part is there. We'll discuss the deleted part also later. Right? So everything will be there for JEE exam, but you are having a choice. So out of 90 questions, there will be 90 questions in the paper. You need to attend 75. Previously, it was only 75. You need to attend all the 75. But now there are 90 questions. You need to attend 75. 25 compulsorily from each subject. NEET it will be later, not now. NEET it will be in June or something like that. Okay. So 25 compulsorily from physics, maths, and chemistry. You need to attend 25 questions. So you have choice also this time, right? So in one way, it is advantage. In one way, it is disadvantage, because the deleted part, no, some chapters, even if it is you are not confident also, so you can take it as an advantage. But the disadvantage is, if some easy question paper is easy, means those students who have really prepared will be an bad thing for them, right? But anything, we need to be ready for any type of exam it is. So you keep preparing, keep all those things aside. CET exam also will be later only, now only JEE. Okay, right. Next, coming to chemical properties. Chemical properties of aldehydes and ketones. So the aldehydes and ketones will be undergoing different types of chemical reactions. Not like alcohols, no, only nucleophilic substitution or acidic properties, or like haloalkanes and haloarenes, like only nucleophilic substitution elimination reactions. So not only a particular type of reaction, these will be undergoing different types of reactions. Okay. So let us discuss one by one what are all those type of reactions. But the most common reactions of aldehydes and ketones are nucleophilic addition. The most common reactions are nucleophilic addition reactions. So let us start with the first type of reactions, nucleophilic addition reactions. Nucleophilic addition reactions. So these are the most common reactions. These are most common reactions. Most common reactions of aldehydes and ketones. Aldehydes and ketones. So if you see the general reaction of nucleophilic addition, I'll give the general reaction, then I'll give the mechanism. General reaction of nucleophilic addition. For example, so this is an carbonyl compound, students. Either it may be an aldehyde or it may be a ketone. So this is an carbonyl group. To this, if you are adding a reagent, we know that reagent contains two parts. One is the positive part, other one is the negative part. So this is the reagent. This is the reagent. Now see here, students. We know that this C double bond is a polar bond. As this is a polar bond, the pi electrons will be polarized towards oxygen. So oxygen will be getting a slight negative charge. Carbon will be getting a slight positive charge. Now, nucleophile will be attacking this positive part. Right? Nucleophile is electron rich. It will be attacking the electron deficient side. It will be attacking the electron deficient side. These pi electrons will be polarized towards oxygen. Oxygen will be getting a negative charge. This will come and attack this positive part, and E will be attached to oxygen. Nu will be attached here. So this will be the product. So why it is called as nucleophilic addition? Because nucleophile is attacking the positive part. That's why it is nucleophilic addition. Because the complete reagent is getting added. There is nothing removed from the reagent. That's why it is called as addition. So this is called as nucleophilic addition. So I'll give you the mechanism. So this is just for your understanding. So this is the general reaction, students. So this is an aldehyde or ketone. When it is reacting with the reagent, you are getting the product. What is the hybridization of aldehyde or ketone, students? Here, carbon atom hybridization. sp2. What is the hybridization of the carbon atom in the product? sp3. So you can see before the reaction, this is a planar compound. After the reaction, you are getting a tetrahedral compound which is non-polar. No, sorry, non-planar. Okay. So write down. I'll give you the mechanism. Okay. Right. So let us see the mechanism of this reaction. Let us see the mechanism. Mechanism takes place in two steps. The first step. So this carbonyl group, in the first step, you will be having E plus and Nu minus. So this Nu minus will be attacking the carbonyl carbon. Pi electrons gets polarized towards oxygen. So you will be getting the compound in this. And this will be the slow step. This will be the slow step. So in the slowest step, nucleophile is getting added. That's why it is called as nucleophilic addition. Okay. So here it is sp2 planar. And this will be sp3 tetrahedral. So this will be the intermediate compound formed here. So in the second step, what happens? Second step, electrophile will be attacking this negatively charged oxygen. This will be attacking this. This will be the product formed, and it is a first step. So these are the two steps in which the reaction is taking place. First step is the attack of nucleophile. So you can mention here, students. In the first step, attack of nucleophile. Attack of nucleophile on carbonyl carbon. Attack of nucleophile on carbonyl carbon. In the second step, you can write attack of electrophile. Attack of electrophile on tetrahedral intermediate. Attack of electrophile on tetrahedral intermediate. Completed. Attack of nucleophile on carbonyl carbon is the first step. Attack of electrophile on tetrahedral intermediate is the second step. Now see your students, which step is deciding the rate of the reaction? First step is deciding the rate of reaction. Okay. So now nucleophile is attacking this carbon atom. Now you must answer, students. For nucleophile to attack this carbon atom, electrophilicity on this carbon atom must be more or less. For this nucleophile to readily attack this carbon atom, electrophilicity on this carbon atom must be more or less. A negative charge will attack the carbon atom where there is more positive charge or less positive charge. More positive charge, no. Negative charge will attack the side where there is more positive charge. More positive charge means more electrophilicity or less electrophilicity. More electrophilicity, no. So nucleophile will attack the carbon atom where there is more electrophilicity. Where there is more electrophilicity. Now use your logic and tell me. The positive charge on this carbon atom. The positive charge on this carbon atom will be more in aldehydes or in ketones. Aldehyde is this. Ketone is this. Where the positive charge will be more on carbon atom. In aldehyde or in ketone. Positive charge must be more. Very good. Very good. Positive charge will be more in aldehyde. For positive charge to be more, no. There must be electron withdrawing groups. Correct? Because if there is an electron donating group, it will give the electrons, thereby decreasing the positive charge on carbon atom. Okay, right? So there is only one alkyl group present here, and there are two alkyl groups present here. So there will be more inductive effect from these alkyl groups in the case of ketone. So whenever there is more inductive effect, positive inductive effect, the positive charge will be neutralized easily. So in this case, the positive charge will not be available for the attack. But in this case, to less extent, it will be available. To some extent, it will be available when compared to ketones. Okay, right? So aldehydes will be more reactive towards nucleophilic addition when compared to ketones. Why ketones are less reactive? Because of the presence of alkyl groups, so which will be decreasing the positive charge on carbon atom. So nucleophile has to get added, means it will attack the place where there is positive charge. More is the positive charge, readily will be the attack. More is the positive charge, readily the nucleophile will be attacking. For this carbon atom to have more positive charge, the groups present here must be electron withdrawing groups. So if it is electron donating groups, they will neutralize the positive charge. Right? Now, when compared to aldehydes and ketones, we know that in ketones there are two +I groups which will neutralize the positive charge. So that's why ketones will be less reactive, aldehydes will be more reactive. That is one reason. There is one more reason. We'll write down the reasons. So write down the heading. Before going into what are the reactions, write down the heading. Relative reactivities of. Relative reactivities of aldehydes and ketones. Relative reactivities of aldehydes and ketones towards nucleophilic addition. towards nucleophilic addition. Relative reactivities of aldehydes and ketones towards nucleophilic addition, right? So let us make it into two parts. First one is aliphatic aldehydes and ketones. Aliphatic aldehydes and ketones. Aliphatic aldehydes and ketones. Okay. So here, what factors will be affecting? The first factor we have seen is inductive. The first factor is inductive. So due to inductive effect, which are less reactive? Ketones. Ketones are less reactive. Ketones are less reactive than aldehydes. Ketones are less reactive than aldehydes towards nucleophilic addition. Towards nucleophilic addition due to the presence of two alkyl groups. Due to the presence of two alkyl groups, which decrease the electrophilicity of carbonyl carbon, through plus I effect. Which decrease the electrophilicity of carbonyl carbon through plus I. This is the first reason why ketones are less reactive than aldehydes. Completed. For KSET, still it is not decided whether the remote part will be there or not. Only for JEE it is decided. If it is for JEE, complete syllabus is there. For NEET also complete syllabus will be there. For KSET, until that form is released, no. Until registration opens, we can't. Okay, right. Now suppose if I give you 3 compounds and if I ask you to identify the reactivity order towards nucleophilic addition, order of reactivity. For example, if I take formaldehyde, this is formaldehyde. Now let us take any other aldehyde other than formaldehyde. It may be any other aldehyde. And let us take ketone. Let us consider this as A, this as B, this is C. Tell me, students, what will be the order of reactivity? Yes. So order of reactivity will be A greater than B greater than C. Here there are no plus I groups only. Here there is one plus I group. Here there are two plus I groups. So more is the number of plus I groups, less will be the reactivity towards nucleophilic addition. So in this way questions will be. Then coming to the second factor. The other factor which will affect the rate of reactivity is steric factor. Second factor is steric factor. So we are telling that ketones are less reactive when compared to aldehydes towards nucleophilic addition. One reason is due to more inductive effect in ketones, and the other reason is due to steric factor. So a nucleophile has to come and attack this carbon atom, means the groups that are present here must be smaller groups. Then only there won't be repulsions between the electron density of these alkyl groups and this nucleophile which is coming and attacking. So these alkyl groups are larger groups. Like methyl group means it will occupy some space. No, anyway, if it is ethyl, still more steric factor will be there. So more is the crowding here. Less will be the reactivity towards nucleophilic addition. So in aldehydes you can't find much because from here only there will be repulsion, but from this side it will be very less because hydrogen doesn't offer any repulsions. So that is also another reason through which we can explain ketones are less reactive. So one is inductive effect, other one is steric factor. So we can write in ketones there is more steric factor. There is more steric factor. Steric factor is nothing but crowding. Crowding from the alkyl groups. From the alkyl groups. So their reactivity is less. So their reactivity is less than aldehydes. If I give some compounds, reactivity order. What will be the order of reactivity of these four compounds? Yes. So order of reactivity will be A greater than B greater than C greater than. So you can see here there are smaller methyl groups, larger isopropyl group, very large tertiary butyl group. So tertiary butyl group will offer more steric hindrance here. So that's why it will be very difficult for the nucleophile to come and attack this carbon atom. So hence least reactive. Board exams will be most probably held. So actually first year exams they are telling it may be in June. So second PU also maybe 1 month, like in July. If first year exams are held in May, you will be having in June. They are telling first year exams will be in June. It may be in July, but we don't know students. Still no confirmation from board. See, from Jan they are going to start the classes. Minimum they will be giving 3 to 4 months time for the completion of syllabus. So even if you take it as for 4 months, right? So Jan, February, March, April. So by the end of April, 4 months time, they'll be giving for the completion of syllabus. In May, if practicals are conducted, then in June your exams will be. Right? So in that case, in May there will be first PU exams. So in June you may have your second PU exams. See, NEET exam will be obviously in July or August. In July or August, NEET exam will be there. Don't know, students, still no clarity. No, we can't talk all about this. No, they will take every care while by seeing the dates of JEE mains only board exams will be conducted, or by seeing the board exam dates only JEE dates will be given, so that no state board exams will coincide with the JEE mains. Okay, so nothing like that will happen. See, until the notification comes, no, we can't tell anything. No, we can't take it for sure. We can't take it for granted. But every exam will be postponed. That is for sure. Okay, na? Complete, na? See, if classes starts from Jan 4th, no? Jan 4th. Okay. From Jan 2nd, they are telling Jan 2nd is Saturday. So Jan 4th will be commencing the classes. How many of you are ready to come? From ASC, I am asking. From ASC. From ASC, from Jan 4th, if classes start, physical classes, how many are ready to come? Can raise their hands. How many are ready to come? Yeah. Good only. Good strength I can see. See, online option means, see, one thing what we are planning is, no, students, one thing what we are planning is, we are planning, but I don't know whether it will be implemented or not. When we are teaching in the regular class, that itself will be made online. Okay, na? That itself will be made online. But we don't know whether in the campus, no, that high Wi-Fi connectivity, whether it will be available or not, we are not sure. Okay, na? So, but we'll try to record the video that is taken in the class. We'll put it in YouTube. But in that case, no, there will be so much disturbance, right, from the surroundings, because it is a classroom. No, it will be completely different from the thing what we are doing from here. So we don't know how it work out. But if it goes on well, no, online class, then you have another option for sitting from home only. You can watch the class online. If recording option is there, it will be there. Then, but with some sort of disturbance, it can be made available. And that depends upon the strength also, how much strength we are getting. No, so if we get more strength, then we'll do with offline classes only. We're either doing the recorded class or watching online. But if the strength is very less than what we expect, then we'll go with online classes only. Okay, but we have to see, first 1 day or 2 days we'll conduct the classes and then we'll check. But in other states, no, students, in other states, most of the cases, that's what I'm telling, Prakriti, it will be made available. We are trying to make it available by taking the Wi-Fi connectivity and everything, but we don't know to what extent it will work. Okay, but the other thing is, in other states, already they have started the colleges and schools 2 months back only. In around 17 states they have started, 16 to 17 states. Now the attendance is fine. So initially in other states also there was very less attendance, like 20 to 30% only. But now it has almost increased to 70 to 80%. Once the JEE dates have come, it has reached 90% also. So 90% of the students are now attending the classes. Okay, because there is no peak in our country. Corona peak already it has crossed, and now almost the graph is stable, right? So we are not seeing any second wave also. If there was second wave, by this month only it would have confirmed. So we are expecting everything goes fine in 1 or 2 months, right? So slowly, if we start also, the strength is increasing, will increase. That is what we are expecting from the other states. So it depends upon the students, how they come, right? How many they come and everything. Let us decide students. But Jan 4th will be there. So I am saying almost 30% to 40% of the students are ready to come. Other branch students, Carmel, if classes start from Jan 4th, how many are ready to attend? Raise your hands, Carmel students. Yeah, around 30 students are there who are ready. So we can initiate the classes. Okay, students, right. So then coming to aromatic aldehydes and ketones. Aromatic aldehydes and ketones. Yes, good. Aromatic, second case. Aromatic aldehydes and ketones. So coming to these aromatic aldehydes and ketones. So if we compare the reactivity of aliphatic aldehydes and ketones with aromatic aldehydes and ketones, for example, let us take yeah. So let us take an, or let it be like this. It may be an aldehyde or it may be a ketone. It may be aldehyde or it may be a ketone. Now, what type of group is this C double bond group on benzene ring? Plus M or minus M? Electron donating or electron withdrawing? This group on benzene ring is an electron donating group or withdrawing? Very good. It is an electron withdrawing group because C double bond group is an electron withdrawing group. There is unsaturation between first atom and second atom. So what it will do? It will try to take the electrons from benzene. See, when this is polar, when this electron shift here, on oxygen you will be getting a negative charge, on carbon you will be getting a positive charge. This positive charge on carbon is being stabilized through this pi electrons from benzene ring. That means benzene is acting as a plus M group and the C double bond group is acting as a minus M group. Correct or wrong? Because benzene is giving the electrons to this conjugated system, so it is a plus M group. This is taking electrons from benzene. This is a minus M group. Whereas in aliphatic case, this was happening. No, in aliphatic, if I take aldehyde or ketone. Now tell me where the positive charge will be neutralized readily. Positive charge must be neutralized readily. Aliphatic or aromatic? Here it is only plus I, ma. Here it is plus M. So in aromatic, the positive charge is neutralized readily, no? So where there is more positive charge available for attack, nucleophilic attack? In aliphatic. That means which are more reactive, aliphatic or aromatic? Which are more reactive, ma? Which are more reactive? Aliphatic are more reactive. Very good. Aliphatic will be more reactive when compared to aromatic. Understood? Why aromatic aldehyde? Same with aldehydes or ketones. Aromatic aldehydes or ketones will be less reactive when compared to aliphatic aldehydes and ketones, because here the positive charge is decreased due to plus M effect from benzene ring. We know that plus M always dominates plus I. Plus M always dominates plus I. So here the positive charge is readily neutralized than this. So that's why aliphatic compounds are more reactive than aromatic. Okay, na? So we can make a point here. Aromatic aldehydes or ketones. Aromatic aldehydes and ketones are less reactive. Than aliphatic aldehydes and ketones. Aliphatic aldehydes and ketones due to plus M effect of benzene ring. So be careful, plus M effect of benzene ring, not C double bond group. Because of plus M effect of benzene ring, which decreases electrophilicity on carbonyl carbon. Which decreases electrophilicity on carbonyl. Okay, na? So that is the reason. So aromatic aldehydes will be less reactive. Then aliphatic aldehydes are. This is the reactivity model. For example, tell me what will be the reactivity order of this? One is an aromatic aldehyde. This is aromatic ketone. This is also aromatic ketone. So the answer will be A, B, and C. So aromatic aldehydes must definitely more reactive than aromatic ketones. There are two aromatic ketones. Here it is plus I. Here it is plus M. Due to plus M, reactivity will be further decreased in this compound. So the order will be A greater than B greater than C. So this concept is very, very important for entrance exam students. They will give a set of compounds. They will ask you to identify which will be more reactive towards nucleophilic addition, which will be less reactive towards nucleophilic addition. Which carbon? On carbonyl carbon. Ah, yes. After carbonyl, it is. Electrophilicity on carbonyl carbon. Completed. Right. How much? Only 5 minutes is left. Otherwise, we'll continue in next class, students. Reactions we'll do in next class. Okay. So this is the theory part. Reactions of examples of nucleophilic addition we'll discuss in the next class. Please, students, try to attend the afternoon class. Everyone, please. Okay. Right. Thank you.